Okay, let's do a garden check-in. It is May 31st. I am in Zone 8A, Alabama, and the high for today was, I believe it was 85, may have felt like 89, but to me it felt more than that. But anyway, let's do a check-in on our Scarlet runner beans over here, as well as our watermelon seedlings. They seem to be looking good. We have our marigolds that look good. Our flower tester bed over here. Zinnias have taken a hit. I believe it was from the rain that we had, because we had consistent days of rain last week. Well, on and off, but we had a little bit of rain every day. You can see the sunflowers, zinnias. Here are the cosmos. And then we have the snapdragons and the yarrow over there. Forgot to check in on the nasturtiums. And then we'll go over here. So I've been highlighting the tomatoes growing in there's a little bee flying around. I am so happy to see that little bee flying around the garden. But I had highlighted that I thought tomatoes were growing in my compost bin, and you see how big they've gotten. And so we have proof that this is a tomato plant, because look at there. I believe these are Roma tomatoes. And what I had assumed over here were Roma, it looks like this may be the Sungold cherry tomatoes. That's what it's looking like right now. And then we have a little pepper there. Snapdragons, they haven't really bloomed like I wanted them to. So I'll just have to do some more research on those to see what's happening. Here is our other tomato seedlings. Something new that I learned was that, well, several things I've learned. One is that when it rains, rain helps to bring in nitrogen to your garden. That was one new thing that I've learned. Number two, when it comes to tomatoes, I had saw where someone said that you can shake them to help with the pollination. So shake the stalk, whatever, to help with the pollination. And then the third thing that still wanted to do more research on is when it comes to fertilizing the garden. So at first I was doing like every week, but then when I'm thinking about the amount of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphate that is provided in the More Bloom and the Miracle Grow, I'm thinking I may need to go to every 2 weeks, because I don't want to burden my plants by over fertilizing, if that makes sense. But I'm just going to do some more research and see what I can find, and we'll go from there. All right, so Tomatillos over here. We have another pepper plant. My pepper plants are not happy for some reason. Snapdragons, they're not as happy, so I really need to do some research. I don't know if it's the heat or what, but need to do some research on that. Here are some more pepper plants, and they are just not growing like I want them to. Pepper, so I'm definitely gonna have to do some more research. Sungold tomatoes, I have one there I can harvest, as well as there. Strawberry tower, we seem to be getting some more strawberries, especially with this one. And then this is just greenery. Nothing, no flowers or anything here. Our blueberries. And there's some more kale. Definitely time to harvest. I'm thinking about doing some kale chips. But you can also put kale in smoothies. But I'm not really into smoothies right now, even though I have been in the past, but that's neither here nor there with this video. But definitely need to harvest this beautiful kale. I have 2 spiders. You see, there's one that just ran away. Then there's another one, so I'm going to leave them be at the moment. Spiders are good in the garden. I just need them to get somewhere where they're not bothering me. Like this little spider web here, you can't really see it, but we're just gonna move that out of the way so I can get over here and look at our calendula. Something is happening here, not sure what. Some more scarlet runner bean, and then we have our cantaloupe seedlings there. In my cantaloupe beds as well as my watermelon bed, I had sprinkled in some lettuce, but as we can see, it didn't do as well. So we'll see how it does when I transplant the lettuce that's growing on the inside out. Now over here, this is another pepper bed, and we seem to have a little growth. As you can see there, that's my indicator that some peppers should be emerging soon, but they're just not growing like I want them to. So I'm gonna have to see what's wrong there. Sunflowers here. And then I had a cucumber that I harvested in a prior video. And so I have several more that are growing. There's 1, 2, I believe there's another one that I saw. I believe I have 3 that are growing. Here's some more, another pepper plant. I believe this is a bell pepper, if I'm not mistaken. But it's green and happy looking. Some more zinnias here. And see, these zinnias don't look as bad as those that are in my tester bed. More cosmos. Here are my dahlias. This one is doing especially well. That's a dahlia that was grown from seed, because you can grow them from seed too. And here's another scarlet runner bean plant over here, but it doesn't look as good as the ones that were directly sown there. There's a glimpse of my daughter's garden over there, her petunias, and then her morning glory. She's had several beautiful morning glory. You can't see them now. It seems like they'll bloom and then they'll go back in, but her garden is doing really good as well. So yeah, that's the update for today. So back to the fertilization process. So I am skipping this week, so today, this Sunday, and then I'll fertilize next Sunday. So that'll give me a 2-week window. Of course, being consistent with watering. Let's see, this this soil still feels moist. That's one good thing about the pine straw, is that it helps it to hold the moisture and keep the soil cool because of the extreme temps. But I wonder if it is also contributing to an increase in the ants that I am seeing in my beds. I think ants are great. They are great for aerating the soil, but I don't really want them to be crawling all through my beds while I am working in them. So there are some things that we can do for that. You know, I've read about grits and those type of things. And I didn't have any grits, but I did have some cornmeal. So I noticed some ants in my cucumber bed over here. So I had sprinkled some cornmeal around. I had also sprinkled some cornmeal around my blackberry bush over there, because I saw some ants over there as well. So I'm hoping that can help deter them from my garden beds, but we will see, because I see a few here as I speak in my or around my sunflower planter. So we will see. Just more research to come. This is really just a garden check-in to see how everything is looking, and we will continue to do that. Here's a quick glimpse of my daughters really quickly. Now it does have like a wilted appearance right now, but it's just because it's been hot today. And then her little petunias, you'll come out here one day and they'll be in full bloom, and then sometimes they'll be shriveled up like this. And then this is her little cosmo plant here. And I think this is calendula in there as well. So yeah, that is the update, just a quick check-in. And then we have our lettuce that is growing on the inside as well. Several pieces or several seeds have germinated, and so I'll do a little update on that too. So here we are. As always, I will chat with you soon.